Hi friends, it's Troy, your hourly flipper here. Going to do something neat with this video and actually do what you want me to do. Past videos, I've shared some reseller jokes and I got some feedback that was pretty fun. So here at the beginning, I'm going to tell you 9 jokes that are hysterical for resellers. Okay. Then I'm going to switch gears and people have told me that they like to know what I've actually sold. So I'm going to get my camera, show you what I actually sold, and tell you a little bit of history about each of those items. Did I make money on it? Did I not? You'll know in just a little bit. So let's jump right into it here with the jokes. You know, you're a reseller when someone says, nice shirt, and your first instinct is to say, thanks. It's $19.99 with free shipping. eBay sellers don't hoard. We're inventory managers with anxiety and no shelf space. My doctor asked why my back was hurting, and I said, well, doctor, I looked at a box that was full of boxes, and in that boxes were smaller boxes. It's kind of heavy. And they said, oh, yeah, I forgot you're an eBay seller. My favorite cardio routine is running from my car to the house, carrying 17 bags from the last estate sale so that my wife doesn't notice. I asked my spouse if I had too much inventory. She said, you mean in the garage, in the living room, and down in the basement? If that's what you're asking, the answer is yes. I tried to explain ROI to a friend, and they said, so basically you get junk and try to turn it into money? And I said, yeah, basically I'm a wizard. Why did the reseller cross the road? They saw a yard sign sale on the other side. All right, I love the Goodwill bins. It's like a treasure hunt, except the treasure's kind of wet and smells. eBay sellers don't have trust issues. We just need tracking numbers for everything, including our friends' emotions. And there you go. There are the jokes. Hope you liked them. Now let's shift gears. I'm going to use my iPhone 17 here. You get to see what's sold and you'll see my face in a little section down here. So here we go. All right. You can see right here and you can see right here. So let's jump right into it. Okay. These again are things that have just sold the most recently. I'm not particularly connected to any of them and don't love them, but I'm going to talk to you because they do bring up some interesting issues. These 2 things are interesting, connected to shipping. This simply was a Bose speaker that was a square speaker, just one of them. I got that, and you're going to hear me talk about, well, the next thing, where I had about $15 worth of stuff that I was going to buy, and those were sitting just up near the table. And I said, well, since I bought all of this, can I just have these 2 things as well? And so they were just a throw in. Sure. That one made $12, nothing into it. This one made $19.99. So that is pretty great. Let's scroll down a little bit more. You're going to see that there are lots of books in this sale day. The Gnostic Gospels. I find that religious books that are either really academic or really evangelical, they seem to sell. So what we've got here are Gnostic Gospels. It's something that's a little more academic. It's sold for $11.30. I paid 50 cents for it. So that's a pretty good ROI, but I wouldn't have sold it for $11.30, except I really just took it off the shelf, put it into a bubble mailer, and sent it out. It took maybe 45 seconds of my time. This book was, look, it was leather bound, a Harvard classic of Greek philosophers. I sold it for $8 ultimately, but it's the same thing. I just took it off the shelf and put it into the bubble mailer. I paid $1 for it and made $8. So that's nothing. I want to thank for this purchase someone that I watch online with the name. His YouTube channel is Coffee and Resells, because he always picks up Baptist hymnals anytime he sees them. I was at a yard sale and picked up 4, a quarter a piece. So I've got $1 into those, took pictures, 4 on the front, flipped them over, 4 on the back. And I sold them for $26.99 plus shipping. So that was a pretty good sale. This is maybe, I said that I wasn't emotionally attached, but this is something that I'm particularly proud of. Was at an estate sale the end of the last day, and they had a tabletop full of cassettes. And they were these 3 cassette cases laid just side by side on a table. And there were about 100 cassettes in all of these. And they said, "You want all of that for $5? And I said, yes. So I just stacked the cassettes up, took a picture of those, and said a lot of 96 cassettes that sold for $32.50. And then these sold, the 3 just like that, for $24.95. And again, I made $5 on that and came out with almost 60. That's pretty great. All right. So I'm a little proud of that. In a storage shed in the back of the property on an estate sale, there were a box of blank 8-track tapes that were Memorex, and you could record on them. And I sold them in lots of 4 for $18.71. And I got the whole box of 8 for like $1. So that was pretty great. If you see blank 8-track sales, look at something. At Goodwill, I paid $1.59 for a Batman graphic novel. Sold it for $14.99 plus shipping. This book was given to me. It's just Bach music for the organ given to me, and then sold it for $14.75. Love that. This was also just an add-in at a garage sale I was at. I said, "Hey, I've got about $20 worth of stuff. Can I just have this?" It's something attached to the camera that I purchased. And they said, "Sure, not a problem." I got it for free, sold it for $9.99. This was a book, I'm frustrated with this, that is imaginative realism, how to paint what doesn't exist. I bought a huge lot of comic and comic connected materials and expected this to sell for $15. We got $9.28 out of it. And also at Goodwill, I paid $1.59 for this, and they sold it for $12.47. I thought I was going to get $14.99 for that. So those definitely were a little bit disappointing. But again, I just put them in a bubble mailer. This is something else that is and this is the last thing, so I want to give it the appropriate attention. This is in a dark room. Back in the day, before digital cameras, you had to actually develop film. And this is a thing where you could put the negative on it and you can see if it's going to be a good picture or not, so you don't have to waste all of the solution and the paper. And this was in something with another one just like it, so I'm going to sell that again. And some miscellaneous lenses that I sold. It was just in a box in the top in a shed. A different shed than the 8-tracks, but I sold this for $69.99. And I paid like $3 because there were 3 things in that box, the lenses. So I paid $1 for this. And if the other one sells just like this, it's going to be over 130. And if the lenses don't sell, I'll be okay with it. So there you go. But okay, what do you think? Those are the things that I sold, and you'll see that it was pretty good things that I just put out on the front stoop for the mail person to get. Here's your bonus tip here at the end. I like to use USPS, and then if I know things are going to be shipped the next day, I just requested them to pick it up at my front door. Saved me so much time, and they, I'm sure, appreciate the business. With that said, if you like videos like this, if you liked the jokes, let me know in the comments below. If you enjoy seeing what I've actually sold, let me know that as well. And if you would like and subscribe to all of this, it helps the algorithms get the good news of the Hourly Flipper out. Thank you so much for joining. See you next time.